This video is going to be all about improving your thoracic mobility. Now, why do we want to improve our thoracic mobility? Because we have to rotate and move in our bodies, and the more we have thoracic mobility, the more dynamic our diaphragm can move, which is the stronger our core can be. Our thoracic mobility is really important for our pelvic floor health, and where our rib cage sits on our pelvis is also super important for our pelvic floor health and our thoracic mobility. So just to get started, when you are thinking about your posture, ideally you want your feet about hip width apart, and so your femurs are right in their sockets, and you don't want your pelvis rotated forward or rotated backwards. A lot of women, after we have babies, we get stuck in this position. This puts a lot of downward pressure down on the pelvic organs, down on the bladder, which can recreate kind of a prolapse type situation. We would like to avoid that and help optimize our pelvic floor and our deep core muscles. So how do we do that? We bring our pelvis into a neutral position. You want to do this by bringing your feet facing directly in front of you. That is a great way to start to train your posture. So instead of being splayed out, which is a lot of times how we end our pregnancies, we need to start working on closing up our pelvis, bringing our feet nice and neutral into that neutral position. So from the side, if I was splayed out, you could see me hanging out like this. And when I start to turn my feet forward, it actually helps me bring my pelvis into a little bit better of alignment. So again, you're not rotated forward, you're not rotated backwards, you're trying to be right neutral. Now, from your rib cage, you don't want your rib cage sitting back here, and you don't want your rib cage sitting way in front of you. You want your rib cage stacked right on top of your pelvis. And then when you're walking or doing anything, even if you bring your rib cage just very slightly forward, that's going to create some tension in the core and some upward pull on the pelvic organs. That is going to help support the bladder, support the uterus, and help decrease your pelvic floor pressure, and also this is going to help optimize your thoracic positioning on your pelvis. So now let's get you a little bit more mobility in your rib cage. If we get more mobility in your rib cage, you're going to get more mobility in your pelvic floor. You are going to have a stronger, deeper core musculature, including a stronger pelvic floor. So let's get started. Here's the very first exercise. You're going to take a foam roll and you're going to put it right underneath your rib cage. You should feel your ribs here. Now you can support your hands with your head here and start to bring your head backwards down to see if you can touch the floor. And now I like to do this, and I like to bring my arms straight up overhead. If you can reach your head to the floor, but you can't when your arms are back and you can only reach your head to the floor like this, that means your lats are really tight. So you can work both directions. So work on bringing your head back with your arms up or with your arms down. You're going to feel it differently in your lats. Now, I will say, if you've just had a baby and you have a little separation, make sure you engage your lower transverse abdominis muscle when you do this, so you're not splaying open your diastasis, okay? So you're working this, and then I'm going to go down to another segment, and I'm going to go work up, releasing, opening up that rib cage. I'm going to scoot down, open up that rib cage. I do this exercise multiple times a day. I do it before I work out, I do it after I work out, and I do it in the evening. And then I go all the way up here. Once I'm done with arching over the foam roll, I'm gonna push my spine into the foam roll. So I'm kind of moving the spinal segments in this direction over the foam roll as I'm going. Sometimes I bring this really low into my thoracic spine. So for me, my lats are sore today. I'm bringing it low, and then I'm gonna arch over it. Ooh, that feels good. So I'm bringing it a little lower, kind of into my lumbar spine here, really getting a good deep stretch and coming out of it. You just hold it until it feels good. You're working on getting mobility. Now, once I finish this exercise, I'm going to go into a supported sunrise stretch. Here's what that looks like. So I'm here, my knee is elevated on the foam roll in front of me. I like to do this to lock out my lumbar spine and really focus on getting my rotation through my thoracic spine. So I'm here, and I'm rotating, getting really good mobility. I let my head follow the movement. and I hold it a little bit, but I'm repeating this movement. This hand sometimes applies pressure to this leg to help me get a little bit more motion. You see me have a pillow underneath my neck. I like to do that just to keep my neck neutral. And then I'll do the other side. I repeat this 10 times. Okay, so now you should feel really good, like you're starting to get more thoracic mobility. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into a cobra pose. So, here we're working on extension through the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine. I am gonna straighten my arms, straighten my elbows, lock out my elbows. I'm trying to keep my booty totally relaxed, and I'm really working on getting the motion in the actual joints of the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine. And I'm going to come down. You don't have to hold it so much, but you're really trying to work not the muscles, you're trying to get the joints to go to end range of motion. So it should feel like it's a little pinchy. It could feel a little burny, but as long as it goes away after you come out of it, that's good. You lock out your elbows, let your sternum and your belly button sink to the floor, really trying to get that motion of the spine to go into extension. This is the motion that we lose as we get older. So if I feel blocked or I'm really having to work to get that extension, here is a modification that I'll do. I will take a band, a belt, or a dog leash. I'll stick it behind my back here, right underneath, wherever I'm feeling like I'm getting stuck. And I'll come up in this assisted motion. I don't have enough tension there, so I'm gonna choke up a little bit on the band, and then I'm gonna come up here, again, just sinking into it. And that helps clear that segment, bringing that segment a little bit more forward. I might do 3 to 5 with the band. I might find a new spot where I need the band. Maybe I need it more up here. Oh yeah, that feels good. And I'll do a couple there, really trying to get my extension. Okay, perfect, that feels good to me. And then I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna get more motion without the overpressure of the band and just see, okay, can I sink into it a little more? Yeah. It actually got a lot more achy for me, which is good. I know I'm getting more range. And I come out of it and I'm like, ooh, it's kind of stiff, it's kind of doesn't feel greatest. It kind of shimmies away. The pain goes away from that deep stretch of the joint, and I can reverse the motion. I can go into some cat-cow, or I can go into a child's pose and really work on opening up those joints. But this is my favorite way that I personally open up my thoracic mobility, and this really helps me get good diaphragmatic expansion, which helps me get good pelvic floor opening and expansion. So when you have better thoracic mobility, not only are you taking good care of your spine and you won't be the little old lady hunched over at the grocery store, but also you're taking really good care of your pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor and the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine, it's all connected, right? The entire body's connected. So it is really important that you work on getting that thoracic mobility. I'm extremely limited. So if there is slews of comments on this video that's like, girl, you need to work on your thoracic mobility, oh, I know. And I have a couple other moves that I do play with, but these are my favorite that I'm showing you. Maybe I'll do another video later on to show you what those other ones are. This is my life every day since I've had a back injury last April. And so I've just been working on getting thoracic mobility back and seeing how much I can push my spine to really gain motion. I stiffen up every single night and I have to rework it in the morning, but it's completely worth it because the more mobility my spine has, the healthier the spine is, the healthier my spine is, and the less back pain I have, the stronger I feel. So I hope you found valuable information in this video. I'm Dr. Allison Felt, owner of Body Motion Physical Therapy. Like and subscribe, do these videos, and you should live a healthy and active life just by following along and doing the stuff that we say. So if it can have any positive impact in your life, it is 100% worth it for me. Take care.